You have been doing everything right. Reading the books, watching the videos, setting the goals, writing the plans. You wake up early. You push through when others stop. You tell yourself that this is the year everything changes. And yet, the bank account tells a different story. The opportunities keep slipping. The big break keeps moving just out of reach. The money comes in and somehow always finds a reason to leave. And the worst part is not the struggle itself. The worst part is watching people who seem to work less, know less, and wanted less, somehow end up with more. If that has ever made you feel like something invisible is working against you, you are right. Something is. In video 1 of this series, we uncovered the operating system running beneath your conscious mind. We learned that 95% of your thoughts, decisions, and behaviors are controlled by subconscious programming that was installed before you were 7 years old. Today, we go deeper. Today, we look at the specific program that keeps more people financially stuck than any other. It is not laziness. It is not lack of education. It is not bad luck. It is a blueprint, a scarcity blueprint, and it was installed in your mind before you had any say in the matter. Let me explain exactly how it got there. Remember, between birth and approximately age 7, your brain was operating in theta frequency, a hypnotic state. No gatekeeper, no filter. Everything your environment told you about money, about wealth, about what kind of person has it, and what kind of person does not, all of it went straight into your subconscious and was stored as truth. Now think about what most people's environments were actually saying. Money does not grow on trees. We cannot afford that. Rich people are greedy. People like us do not get those kinds of opportunities. You have to work hard just to survive. Be grateful for what you have and do not ask for more. These were not lessons. They were installations. Your parents were not trying to limit you. They were passing on the only programming they had. The same programming their parents gave them. The same scarcity code that has been running in your family for generations. And here is what makes it so dangerous. These beliefs did not stay as words. They became feelings. They became identity. Your subconscious took statements like, "We cannot afford that," and converted them into a deeper belief that scarcity is who you are, that not having enough is your natural state, that wanting more is somehow unsafe or greedy or unrealistic. This is what I call the identity parasite. A parasite survives by making the host believe that the parasite is part of the host, that it belongs there. Your scarcity programming does the same thing. It does not feel like a foreign belief that was installed. It feels like you. It feels like truth. It feels like just the way things are. When someone says, "I have always been bad with money," that is the parasite speaking through them. When someone says, "Big success is just not realistic for someone in my situation," that is the parasite. When someone feels a wave of guilt after spending money on themselves, even when they can afford it, that is the parasite. It disguises itself as your voice, your identity, your common sense. And because it feels like you never think to question it. Now, let's look at what this blueprint actually does to your daily life. Because it is not just a belief sitting quietly in the background. It is actively shaping your behavior, your decisions, and your results every single day. The scarcity blueprint operates through 3 mechanisms. The first is selective attention. Your subconscious mind filters 40 million bits of information per second down to roughly 40 bits that reach your conscious awareness. It decides what you notice and what you miss. When scarcity is the dominant program, your brain is wired to notice threats, losses, and limitations. You see the bills. You see the prices rising. You see other people getting ahead. You see evidence that money is hard, scarce, and always running out. The opportunities are there, but the scarcity filter makes them invisible to you. The second mechanism is emotional resistance. This is the feeling you get when you try to charge more for your work, When you think about investing in yourself, when you negotiate a salary, when you consider a risk that could pay off, your stomach tightens, your chest contracts. A quiet voice says, "Who are you to ask for that?" That is not intuition. That is programming. The Scarcity Blueprint creates a physical alarm system in your body that activates whenever you approach the edge of what your subconscious believes is safe. And for most people, that edge is exactly where their parents' financial ceiling was. The third mechanism is self-sabotage. This is the most invisible and the most destructive. When someone with a scarcity blueprint starts to succeed, starts to earn more, save more, or build real momentum, the subconscious does something counterintuitive. It pulls them back. Suddenly, they make a bad financial decision. They overspend. They pick a fight with someone important. They procrastinate on the one thing that would change everything. They find a reason to quit just when it was starting to work. This is not weakness. This is the operating system, correcting what it perceives as an error. Your subconscious has a blueprint for what your life is supposed to look like, a financial thermostat. And when your external reality starts to exceed that blueprint, the system intervenes to bring you back to what it considers normal. This is why lottery winners go broke. This is why people who escape poverty often return to it. This is why you can earn more money and somehow still end up in the same financial position. The thermostat resets, and it will keep resetting until the blueprint itself is changed. Now here is the part that most self-help completely misses. Hustle culture tells you to work harder, wake up earlier, add another income stream, optimize your schedule. And all of that operates at the level of the conscious mind. Remember, 40 bits per second. You are trying to outwork a system that is 1 million times more powerful than your effort. This is why so many hard-working people stay broke. Not because the effort is wrong, but because the effort is aimed at the wrong level of the system. You are updating the software while the operating system keeps crashing it. Positive thinking tells you to just change your beliefs. Think abundant. Say affirmations. Visualize the money. But as we covered in video 1, the gatekeeper rejects any belief that contradicts the existing program. You say, "I am wealthy," and your subconscious says, "No, you are not." And the old program stays locked in place. Neither approach fails because it is useless. Both approaches fail because they work above the level where the real problem lives. The scarcity blueprint is not a thought. It is not a habit. It is not a behavior. It is a subconscious identity, and it requires subconscious tools to change. So before we move to those tools, and we will, starting in video 3, I want you to do something right now. I want you to listen to the following statements and notice which ones create a reaction in your body. Not in your mind, in your body. A tightness, a resistance, a quiet no. I deserve to be wealthy. Money comes to me easily and frequently. I am the kind of person who builds and keeps wealth. I can earn more than my parents ever did, and that is okay. Wealthy people are good people, and I can be one of them. If any of those statements created resistance, a feeling in your chest, your stomach, your throat, that is your scarcity blueprint speaking. That is the programming. That is the code that has been running since childhood. And the fact that you can now feel it means you can now see it. And you cannot change what you cannot see. So let's recap what you now understand that most people will never take the time to learn. Your scarcity blueprint was installed in childhood through the beliefs, words, and emotional atmosphere of your environment. It was not your fault, but it became your identity. It operates through selective attention, emotional resistance, and self-sabotage. It creates a financial thermostat that keeps pulling you back to what your subconscious considers normal. Hustle and positive thinking fail because they operate above the level where the blueprint lives. And the blueprint can be identified by listening to the resistance in your body when you speak beliefs that contradict it. This is the diagnosis. Now you know what is wrong. Now you can see the code. In video 3, we go into the science of reprogramming itself, the specific brainwave states, the windows of time, and the mechanisms that allow you to bypass the gatekeeper and rewrite the scarcity blueprint at its root. If this series is opening something for you, subscribe and share it with someone who has been hustling hard and wondering why the money never stays. It is not their work ethic. It is their operating system. Uncover, learn, ascend. I will see you in the next one.